Hello everybody and welcome to Uprising 144K. I'm Hydrogen Man. So guys, today I'm going to talk to you about what I would call the anti-parasitic lifestyle. You know, it's funny because I didn't really expect that my protocols, and remember, I'm not giving you guys any medical advice, that's for sure. I'm certainly not making any medical claims. With that being said, everything in this video is just my opinion, all right guys? Now, with that being said, I've had a lot of strange experiences in regards to parasites, worms, cleansing the body, how it affects me. And what's interesting is that I create these protocols really based on certain instincts. And when I start reading the data, it's so remarkable. So I'm going to share some with you guys today. I would point the camera at the computer screen, but I think I'm just going to read to you a lot of the things that I'm doing that actually appear to be anti-parasitic. And I thought it might be of help to you guys because I do a video, I've done many, where I've shown you guys how I make my morning smoothies. Turns out that my morning smoothies are highly anti-parasitic. Not just that, just the food that I generally eat and just the way that I live. And I also do a lot of anti-parasitic cleanses. But you know, for people who just don't understand, just because you take an anti-parasitic doesn't mean it's going to rid you of all parasites, because they're kind of like antibiotics in the sense that they only work on certain types. And so I just try to live a certain lifestyle. And so just to give you some examples, like I put celery in my smoothies. Turns out it appears celery is anti-parasitic. It apparently helps kill viruses, bad bacteria, even funguses, and parasites in the body, and helps maintain a healthy gut and improves digestion and stuff like that. Then I also put blueberries in my smoothies. Again, I'll try to link one below, one of the smoothie videos that I've done. I put blueberries in there actually quite often, I would say pretty much every single time. And it turns out they have a certain type of compound in there that stops the spread and the growth of intestinal parasites. Certain ones like Giardia. I thought it was Giardia, but it says Giardia here, unless they misspelled it. Moving on, like I put beets also in my smoothie. And it appears that, again, beets have certain properties that help rid the body of parasites, again. And all these ingredients go in my smoothie. So it's pretty crazy that I've been doing this, and I didn't even really know. I mean, I've known for a while now, but when I first originally did this, somebody even went as far as saying that they tried a lot of different anti-parasitics and they could not get rid of some worms that they had. And I soaked my chia seeds in hydrogen water, super clean water, put the best hydrogen in there. Chia seeds apparently is what helped this person get rid of these worms that they were having. Even bananas, it says, I mean, this is bananas. It literally says a study reveals that bananas have a specific plant toxin that kills parasites. So that's pretty interesting again, because I put a banana, sometimes two, in my smoothie. I put ginger in there almost every single time. And actually it says that ginger, like garlic, which is ultra interesting because garlic seems to be very anti-parasitic, but I don't put that in my smoothies, though I do eat a lot of garlic. It's just that in the smoothie it doesn't taste very good. And this actually increases the production of stomach acid, and they said, which also helps kill parasites and prevent infection. And that's one of the reasons that I hate to say this. I'm personally not for machines like Kangen machines that alkalinize water and actually disrupt stomach acids. This is why when I make my hydrogen, I do it the way that is actually the best way to do it according to the latest data. In Japan, you want pH neutral. That's the best way to do it because hydrogen's pH neutral. Making it alkaline is actually not, in my opinion, the best way to do it. And that is based off data that I've seen, long-term research, not short-term. There is a difference. And anyway, apart from that, ginger also helps with blood circulation. It's good for a lot of different digestive issues, but it seems to have a positive effect when it comes to being anti-parasitic. I even found an interesting study because I put natto in my smoothie. I found some very interesting aspects about natto, which is a fermented bean. And what did they literally write here? I won't read the entire article because it's actually quite involved and really long. But it literally said that just after 5 days, they noticed that they were not finding worms inside these specific animals that they were doing studies on, and they were trying different things with different animals. I think they were using hamsters or guinea pigs. What was it here? Let me look here if I could find it. I don't want to spend the whole time trying to read this one article. I'm just kind of being brief here and sharing with you guys. No, I can't find, oh, hamsters. There it is. It was hamsters. So that was interesting. Walnuts. I put walnuts again in the smoothie. Obviously, they have really great nutrients, and there's just a lot of wonderful, even anti-cancerous properties to walnuts. Maybe that's why they happen to be anti-parasitic, because I've also made some very interesting discoveries from Japan, by the way. They're going to win like probably a Nobel Prize or more than one for a discovery they made about an actual correlation between parasites and cancer. And it's going to be very interesting, you know, in the near future, what this is going to bring. But they're already using this technology in Japan, just not everywhere around the world. And just to take it to like the next level, this is one of the reasons, if you notice, everything that's anti-parasitic appears to be either a fruit, a vegetable, or, well, a bean also, and nuts and seeds. That's literally everything that I eat. Of course, I also eat potatoes, but I don't eat, you know, I really don't eat meat. I don't eat, you know, dairy. I don't eat any of these other types of foods. I really don't do seafood really, and I really don't do really eggs. I mean, it's very seldom if I were to have an egg, and I might once in a while, but 99.9% of the time, I live eating this very anti-parasitic lifestyle. And I didn't realize that it was an anti-parasitic lifestyle. I was doing it for the cleanliness. It turns out that I've been doing, in my opinion, the right thing, because it's very important to not have these worms and parasites. You'll notice here that I don't see any animal product that is anti-parasitic. That's just an interesting thing to note. You know, I'm certainly not attacking that. It's just an observation. It always seems to be plants. And I mean, there's things like tapeworms, pinworms. I do see Giardia. I think they did misspell it earlier. And ultimately, it talks about things that can cause, you know, parasites. And one of these reasons is being around animals a lot, like having a dog, having a cat, working on farms. Another really good one for parasites, and this is something that I do periodically, is diatomaceous earth. That's a really nice one. You can look up a lot of protocols out there. But there's larvae also all over the place. It can go through things, even like walking around barefoot can be potentially dangerous in how we can get infected by parasites. Even mosquitoes can affect stuff like that. And some of the symptoms, I'll read you some of the interesting symptoms about when you have a potential parasitic infection. You can get chronic fatigue. So quote unquote, chronic fatigue syndrome maybe. Digestive issues, so a lot of issues with the gut. Skin infections, that's a big one that I've noticed, that it really seems to affect your skin. And when I eat really clean, my skin really clears up. I've really done a lot of work in regards to my microbiome, cleaning my body. You can get a light fever of nausea. Apparently, if you have a parasitic infection, you can have unexplained weight loss and even headaches. So those are some things to think about. Why would you want to treat them? Well, these guys can create a lot of free radicals, a lot of crap inside of you, and they can also rob you of nutrients. So one of the things that I discovered also in regards to parasitic infections is that it can also be linked to deficiencies. So when you're deficient, you also can be more susceptible to them. And that's another reason that I'm really big on overcoming all deficiencies. I use a product from a website called iShopPurium.com. It's called Power Shake. I put it in my smoothies if you watch the smoothie video. If you want a $50 coupon code, you can use code Uprising144K, which is the name of the channel. It gives you a really good discount. But that's what I use. And if you watch my full smoothie video, almost every ingredient in there is anti-parasitic. You can also, I also made a video where I use papaya seeds when I have access to them, but I don't always have them is the thing. But, onions are also been found to be highly anti-parasitic, and so are pumpkin seeds. And they're a rich source of zinc also in a natural food form. And I put those a lot on my salads quite often. Carrots, see, this is where it's interesting. I put carrots in my smoothies. And basically one of the things that they've showed is that when you're low in vitamin A and beta carotene, these levels are associated with parasitic infections, at least they are in cattle. This is interesting, guys. This is, again, the whole reason about why I'm so big on overcoming deficiencies of the body. Then there's things like sunflower seeds, but fermented foods. I eat a lot of fermented foods. I mostly eat a lot of sauerkraut, a lot of kimchi, koji. You guys have seen a lot of these, again, in my videos. And fermented foods not only keep your digestion healthy, they have a high number of probiotics. And so they also help on fighting parasites. It's almost like everything that I'm doing literally has created this anti-parasitic lifestyle that I hadn't really thought about it that way, but that's what it really has turned out to be. Things like, they're even giving examples like coconut kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, non-dairy yogurt. It's interesting that they say non-dairy in this article. I don't even consume dairy, for good reason. And it also obviously helps boost your immune system. But like I'm saying here, it says studies have shown, so actual studies have shown that the probiotics that are present in these fermented foods actually help block parasites and microbes from getting into certain nutrients they need to survive. And overall, they're boosting your natural immune system against them. So, and then it goes on to talk about berries. I've already talked enough about that, and I do put blueberries, obviously, in my smoothies. And I actually eat strawberries every day, or almost every day. They have been shown also, and they show blackberries. I don't eat blackberries every day, but I certainly eat a lot of berries. Raw honey. I eat raw honey actually every day. I do say don't overdo it, in my opinion, but a decent amount of raw honey that I do eat every day contains certain antibacterial, antimicrobial properties that also help fight certain pathogens, and they have certain compounds that not only boost natural immunity, and also which certain natural immunity that actually helps keep parasites at bay. Wow, pretty amazing, right? And get your raw honey, guys, from a good source. I could try to put I thought I had some around here, but I'll try to put a link down below for what I would think is a good source. If not, find your local beekeeper. Don't buy it from the stores. I've seen the stuff at the stores that claim that it's raw. I've known people who work with honey, and they've shown me, so they've taught me and educated me. They're like, look, this is not truly raw honey. I know it looks like it, but they show me certain things to look for in the honey, and it kind of surprises me that I don't know how they get away with putting those labels on stores, but that's just me. And then it gives examples. You can put some raw honey on a papaya. You can put it on coconut yogurt. You can put it on pumpkin. Things of that nature. So the bottom line here is, and again, we went into the garlic, the onions, the pumpkin seeds, papaya seeds, coconut, carrots, fermented foods, all sorts of different things like that. But I have just discovered that this has made a dramatic difference in my life. And then I do, on top of that, have my own personal protocol that I created with certain antiparasitics that I only do between once a year to even once every 3 years. I've kind of pushed it out farther because of my lifestyle and the way that I've been living. So I hope you guys, and the last one, I forgot to mention this actually, hydrogen. Now, obviously I inhale hydrogen, and I also drink very clean hydrogen water. In fact, the water that I make. So I'll try to put a link down below for that also, which is from mypurewater.com, has a system that not only clears water to the highest level. I had a third-party lab testing here, but I won't go into it. It cleans the water immensely, better than any water filtration there is literally in existence. I've done my research. I know every water filtration modality there is. But this particular type of way of filtering the water not only cleans everything, but also the parasites, also bacteria, also viruses. This stuff is incredible. And I guess if it's really important to you, you can watch my video 388. I did show there the third-party lab testing, guys. It's next level. If you want the cleanest water, you do that. And then the hydrogen. I actually found a study, it was pretty remarkable, showing it to lower parasites. In this particular study, it was in the liver. So that's another one. So, and I use that really regularly. So all these things combined have literally created what I would call the anti-parasitic lifestyle. And don't forget to share and subscribe, guys. It really helps the channel, helps the algorithm. Give the video a thumbs up, but it also helps others learn about all this stuff, because there's a lot of people who just don't know. And parasites really do appear to affect your health, guys. And a lot of people are suffering out there, and that's the reason that I do these videos. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on the next one.